Kinsley, I've been thinking about how our daily habits affect the climate. Like, using less energy at home can really make a difference.
Yeah, but what does turning off a few lights actually do?
It's all about small changes adding up. For example, if everyone used LED bulbs instead of old ones, we could save a lot of energy.
But isn't it just one person's effort? What good does that do when big companies pollute so much?
Every little bit helps. Plus, think about insulation in your house. If you keep your home warm without cranking up the heat too high, you use less energy and cut down on your carbon footprint.
That sounds like a lot of work to insulate properly.
Not necessarily. Even simple things like closing doors quickly or using draft stoppers can help. And it saves money on heating bills too.
True, but how do we know these small actions are making any real impact?
Well, studies show that reducing energy use in homes can lead to lower emissions overall. And if more people start doing this, it adds up to significant savings in energy usage.
Makes sense, but what about those who don't believe in climate change?
Changing minds is tough, but showing them how saving energy also means saving money might get their attention. Plus, there's no harm in being efficient with resources.
Guess I never thought about it from that angle.
It's all about seeing the bigger picture and understanding how our choices fit into the larger scheme of things. So next time you're tempted to leave lights on or crank up the thermostat, think twice. Speaking of which, have you ever thought about how much water we use every day and how that affects the environment?
Water usage? Isn't it mostly renewable?
Sure, but it takes a lot of energy to process and deliver clean water. Plus, wasting water means less for others and more strain on our resources.
So, what can we do to save water?
Simple things like fixing leaks or taking shorter showers can make a big difference. Also, using a broom instead of a hose to clean driveways saves a lot of water.
I see. What about watering plants or gardens?
Good question. Using a drip irrigation system or watering early in the morning reduces evaporation and conserves water. And collecting rainwater is another great way to reuse water without drawing from municipal supplies.
That sounds practical. Do you think people would actually change their habit?
If they understand the benefits, definitely. Plus, it's not just about saving water. It's also about saving money on utility bills. It's a win-win situation.
True, it makes sense to be more mindful.
Absolutely. Every drop counts, and changing small habits can lead to big impacts over time. Another thing that comes to mind is meat consumption. Have you ever thought about how much greenhouse gases are produced by raising livestock?
Really? I didn't realize eating meat had such an impact.
It's significant. The methane produced by cattle, for example, is a potent greenhouse gas. Plus, the amount of water and feed needed to raise animals contributes to the problem.
So, what can we do about it?
Reducing meat intake or choosing plant-based alternatives can help. Even cutting back on meat a couple of times a week can make a difference. It's all about being mindful of our choices.
That makes sense. But isn't meat important for protein?
There are plenty of other sources like beans, lentils and tofu that provide good protein without the environmental cost. And many people find they feel better after switching to a more plant-based diet.
I guess I never looked at it from that perspective before.
It's all about balance and being aware of the impact our food choices have. Small changes can add up to big results over time. Speaking of which, let's talk about transportation. Using public transit instead of private cars can really help reduce CO2 levels.
How much of a difference does that make?
A lot, actually. When more people use buses or trains, fewer cars are on the road, which means less CO2 emissions overall.
But isn't public transit not as convenient as having your own car?
It can be less convenient, but it's worth considering the environmental impact. Plus, many cities are improving public transit to make it faster and more reliable.
I see. Are there other benefits besides reducing emissions?
Definitely. Public transit is cheaper than owning and maintaining a car, and it reduces traffic congestion. Plus, you can read or relax during your commute rather than dealing with stressful driving conditions.
That's true. It seems like a win-win situation.
Exactly. Every time someone chooses public transit over driving alone, it helps reduce our collective carbon footprint.